I started Continental real estate companies probably close to 50 years ago. Here in Columbus, we owned an office furniture and supply company, and the city was growing like crazy, and I thought that I could build some of these buildings that we were furnishing, and so we kind of branched out into the real estate and then the construction field, and eventually the brokerage field as well. And by the late 90s, we branched out of Columbus, and we've been in Pittsburgh ever since. Then we also developed in probably 15, 18 other cities, including on both coasts and south. Apartment development morphed into student housing development. We've probably developed 10,000 student housing beds, maybe 10,000 apartments, several million feet of office space, and millions of feet of retail space. So today we do hotels, senior and independent and assisted living, and still multifamily. In context of Toledo, first we did the Marina District, then we bought the Park Inn that is now the dual brand Hilton attached to the, we actually bought the Park Inn and the Seagate that had already been gutted there. I tore that down and put a partnership together with the county with the help of the port. We did that hotel. We've recently started a project I worked on for years, the apartment project next to the Toledo Hospital. Without the port and the public sector, it'd be very hard to get projects done in the city. The port has been involved with us in PACE loans. You help us with sales tax abatement during the construction period. So let's say you get a 90%, I don't know what the abatement is on sales tax, and it's a 7%, so it's 6% abatement on $20 million. It's over $1 million you save in your project because of that. Then when you can get a PACE loan on a $40 million project, let's say you get a $5 million PACE loan, that's money the bank doesn't have to lend you and the equity doesn't have to be put in. And so the equity can get a little higher return because of the PACE loan. And the PACE loan lasts with the property for 30 years. And so if you sell the property, it goes to the buyer and it's taxed to you on the tax duplicate. It's not like servicing a regular loan. Those are the things the port has done for us there on all three projects. Over $150 million on those three projects in Toledo. These apartments we're going to build by the hospital we're building are great, but we couldn't have built those apartments without the port. Thomas and the port and the people we work with there are very motivated to support development. And that is really what's necessary to move a city along. So if you look at the three projects in Toledo, which are kind of similar to what we do anywhere, we buy a dump hotel and redo it. We take a site that had been a power plant and the Gladio Arena and repurpose the land. We go next to the hospital where a school was torn down. When you're redeveloping sites, you're more in need of the Port Authority, help from the county, either tax increment financing or abatements, because you're dealing mostly in smaller pieces that require some form of subsidy to bring them back to where they need to be. And that's where the port has been great. In Toledo, the Port Authority is more than a port.
At the Ohio Department of Development, our mission is to empower communities to succeed. And we do that by leveraging a lot of different resources to invest in people, places, and businesses all across Ohio. We work with public and private partners, such as the Toledo-Lucas County Port Authority. I think there's a ton of opportunity here in Toledo and Northwest Ohio. The people here in Toledo are hardworking. The businesses here are thriving. There's lots to celebrate. There is a ton of opportunity, certainly on the horizon. And I think with Toledo's strong manufacturing background and with the trajectory of advanced manufacturing in the state of Ohio, I think there's certainly a lot to build upon. And you can bet that we're going to be here to be supportive of the city well into the future. I would say also on the workforce development side, we want to make sure that people are prepared for not only the jobs of today, but also the jobs of tomorrow. And so we're really investing in those individuals to make sure that they can continue to be successful here in the state of Ohio. Our relationship with the Toledo-Lucas County Port Authority is actually excellent. We do a lot of projects together. We work on a lot of bond programs and financing programs together. It's a really great relationship that provides results for the local community.
The Northwest Ohio Revolving Loan Fund was launched in March 2022 as a gap financing tool for nonprofit and for-profit businesses in Lucas, Ottawa, and Wood counties. Since its inception, the program has approved 3 separate loans totaling $520,000. Quality Time Child Care Incorporated was the first organization to utilize the Revolving Loan Fund, securing a $180,000 loan to assist with the construction of a 1,500 square foot facility located at 2337 Dorr Street. Quality Time was founded in 2011 and operates 2 early learning child care facilities for toddlers and preschool children ages 18 months through 4 years old. Both existing buildings are at capacity with a growing wait list, and there is an increasing need in Lucas County for child care services for low-income and underserved families.
Quality Time 3 has been 10 years in the making, and we finally here breaking ground for our school agers. The Port Authority was a smooth sailing. Wasn't nothing hard. Everything, whatever he needed, I gave it to him. It was wonderful working with the Port Authority. Mr. Teamer was excellent. Whatever he needed, I gave it to him. It wasn't a hard process. It was very easy and smooth. It was wonderful working with Port Authority. It was a wonderful experience.
The Toledo Port took the risk of creating the Northwest Ohio Bond Fund in 1988. The significance of that is that they take the risk on all of the potential users of that bond fund. We've done 98 transactions for over $445 million to date. So if you think about doing 98 transactions in Toledo, Lucas County, and the region, that's a lot of investment, a lot of job creation. And without that, think about the missing link there. The port took the risk, created the fund, always is innovating to make that fund even better. And when I say better, we're always trying to increase the rating because your interest rate's commensurate to the rating of your fund. So the higher the rating, the lower the interest rate. The beauty of the Port Authority's fund as it issues bonds on a long-term fixed rate, interest rate basis and can fill in a niche where sometimes you can't find that money in the traditional markets.
ESA is an Ohio community public school, which means that our students don't pay a tuition, and the school was created in 1999. In those days we had 127 students. This year in September or in August when we started, we had 750. In 2004 we moved into this building on 14th Street. And at the time we didn't own the whole building, we owned 2 floors of it. And what we did was we took all the debt and the cost of renovation and got an initial port bond issue that was tax exempt. And in those days we had several different loans with the different banks for the purchase and for the renovation of the building. And what we were able to do was consolidate all that debt into a low interest rate, considerably lower than the banks were charging us. And then 10 years later, we kind of refinanced that debt at an even lower interest rate, and that debt will be paid off in 2026. Recently, when we went forward with the Next Big Thing campaign and the construction, we essentially went back to the port and got a $3.5 million, again, tax-exempt bond issue, which allowed us to finish the project. If we didn't have the Port Authority financing, we would not have been able to do the community portal, the black box performance space, or the dance studio. They are very knowledgeable. They do not get aggravated when you ask them the 10th stupid question of the day. And so it was very easy to work with them. They basically looked at our old bond and built around that so that our new bond payment wouldn't accelerate or wouldn't get as big as it could be until the old bond is paid, which to me is an amazing situation where I didn't even think of that. They did, and they put it in place. And it's, you know, for purposes of the school, it's just a wonderful, I hate to say wonderful financing package, but it really is. All the advantages are given to Toledo School for the Arts in this bond issue, and it, you know, everything worked well, on time, and we really had a great team of people that were working for us.
The Port Authority also administers the following 2 loan programs: the Ohio Regional 166 Loan Program and the U.S. Small Business Administration 504 Loan Program, both providing long-term, low fixed-rate loans for fixed asset projects.
The financing that the Port Authority supported us with helped us to purchase equipment as well as our walls here, and those came in from Bulgaria with a company called Waltopia, who creates state-of-the-art climbing walls.
So working with the Port Authority, first of all, I was super surprised that that's where our financing would actually come from. I was thinking more in terms with working with local banks or regional banks, and to learn about all the programs that they did have to offer, especially for a niche type project like ours, was really interesting. They were very knowledgeable. They had a lot of different avenues for us to look at to gain our financing, both on our real estate, the building itself, and the equipment, and the rates were very favorable, especially Jason Barchi, working with him, he was tremendous.
The Better Buildings Northwest Ohio program was launched in 2010 to spearhead energy efficiency building retrofits in our community. The program offers competitive fixed-rate, property-assessed clean energy financing, also commonly known as PACE financing, for projects that focus on conserving energy and generating savings through energy efficiency retrofits to existing facilities and energy conservation measures to new facilities. Today, the program's success in offering PACE financing through 16 energy special improvement districts, comprised of 28 individual municipalities, has made it a model across the United States.
We are primarily a commercial truck, trailer, and maintenance fleet. We service semi-trucks and trailers throughout Northwest Ohio and all of Michigan for both tires and mechanical services. We have 12 commercial service locations, give or take about 200 employees. Have grown quite a bit in the last few years, so excited about moving into our new facility here in Toledo. So this was an abandoned chrome plating factory, had been vacant for 11 years when we purchased it. So it's been a project of love. When we started this project, it is ultimately a $5 million project, and the help of the port was instrumental to getting us going. Between both the 166 loan for the new equipment to expand our capacity and upgrade some of our equipment, as well as the PACE loan for the new roof system. We had never done anything like this, so we had no idea what to do or what to expect. They did a very good job of kind of laying it out. Toledo-Lucas County Port Authority is much more than just a port.
The Community Economic Development Initiative Grant and Loan Program provides grants and loans to economic development projects undertaken by eligible neighborhood-based 501c3 organizations. Earlier this year, Beach House utilized this program to secure a $25,000 grant as well as a $75,000 loan to assist with funding its Ashland Overflow Emergency Family Shelter project.
Our mission is to help families in crisis who are experiencing homelessness by providing them with emergency shelter and life-changing resources such as education, mental wellness, and employment services. And we find them safe, affordable, sustainable housing. Leading Families Home has owned the property on Ashland Avenue for 20 years, and it's always been our vision to create a new family shelter. 1 year into the project, we learned that we needed to replace the old non-functioning elevator. This was absolutely the right thing to do, but it was not in the original budget and we had to find funding for that. So the grant from the Port Authority was really a blessing to us, and it helped us to complete the construction. So we're so grateful to the Port Authority for their help in allowing Leading Families Home to realize its vision of opening a new family shelter in Northwest Ohio.
Because we've been, very grateful at how easy the process was. You can tell that the Port Authority was set up to be able to assist us and help us and not make additional hurdles for us.
The Toledo-Lucas County Port Authority
is more than a port.